Hello YouTube, Marlon with Boo Boo Taxi Vape. Today we're going to be discussing the journey that I am on of quitting smoking through vape. I was a smoker for 17 plus years, uh, actually probably a little more than that, and I was a pack-a-day smoker for most of it. I had decided that enough was enough. Working on an ambulance, you would think I'd know better, but once you start the habit, it's hard to break. So I decided to go down the road of vaping and try that. I had tried patches, I tried gum. I have even tried the e-cigarettes similar to the blue and things of that nature. None of them ever worked. I will admit I was a little skeptical upon starting vaping, but here we are 2 weeks in without any problems, no desire to smoke. Just think it's a wonderful way to quit smoking if nothing else is working. I'm going to show you some products that I use or have used and tell you the basics of them and what I think of them. We'll also be talking about some e-liquids and things of that nature. There'll be many more videos I'm sure to follow as this journey continues. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll talk about what I started my vaping journey on, which would be the Aspire Sprite. It's a pod system. These are very much a mouth to lung. I'm going to try to explain things because I know that a lot of people getting into this don't know necessarily about the vaping. So if you're not new to vaping and this is all stuff you've heard before, bear with me and we'll get to other things. So a mouth to lung is a very cigarette-like experience. You're going to have two different types, and I'll show you another type which is more of a direct lung hit. The mouth to lung is very similar to drawing on a cigarette. You're going to take it into your mouth, inhale again, and it's going to go down into your lungs, and then you're going to exhale. This device was not bad. I used it for about a week. After about a week, it just was not satisfying. It didn't give me the sensation that I felt I needed. I will say that it was a good way to start. It was an inexpensive way to start. I believe these were about 20 bucks. I also started on Rivals Wet and Wavy Ice. There's the bottle there. Hindsight, shouldn't have bought such a big bottle, but didn't know that the Sprite was not going to work for as long as not going to work for very long. This is a 6 milligram nicotine. Again, being a pack-a-day smoker, went with a higher nicotine value. It's kind of a fruity menthol flavor. I was a menthol smoker, so I needed that to transition over. As far as what fruit, there's not really a way to describe it other than it's kind of like a fruit salad or like fruit stripe gum type fruit flavor. As I said, it worked for about a week. Just didn't give me the sensation that I wanted after about a week. It was a good segue. Things that I liked about it, it was nice and compact, fit right in my pocket, very discreet. Didn't give you the huge plumes of smoke that a lot of people that cloud chase want, but if you're quitting smoking, it's certainly a great way to start. Things I didn't like about it is, let's see if I can show you this without completely having it leak. There's a little fill hole right there. When trying to fill it, it can be somewhat difficult, especially with a bottle this size, to get it in there. The tip on that bottle is about the same as the opening. Not a lot of airflow. It tended to gurgle and just kind of created a mess. When that stopped working, I didn't want to go back smoking because I already made a week's progress and went to a mod. The one I went with is the Mag mod from Smock or Smoke, depending on how you want to pronounce it. What I like about this one is it is a gun style grip. I do a lot of shooting, so it was a natural feel to me, but also I have some deficits neurologically from a injury in the Marine Corps that can make holding onto things for long periods of time, or even things that are slick, such as this, difficult. The cutout here and then the cutouts here fit right in the hand, make it very easy to grip. This one does come with the Prince tank. It is an 8mm tank. It's going to sound huge to everyone else when you're going from something like this that's about 2 mils. But the difference is your coils are going to use a lot more vapor. I started out with the Q4 coil that came with this pre-installed. I really like that one. I do vape lower than most of the best range on them. The Q4 I believe was 60 to 80. I found 55 watts was my ideal. It would create a nice cool vape and was still very flavorful. Again, if you're cloud chasing, you're going to be a little higher than that. I wasn't. I was using it purely to quit smoking. I am now trying the T10 coil in here, which I like, but I actually like the Q4 better. This one is a little more of a sub-ohm. This is I believe they rate it at 1.3. Variances in there a little bit. It produces a lot more vapor, but I feel like you lose a little bit of flavor with it. Again, this one is supposed to be 80 to 100, I believe it is. I'm sitting in at 70, and that seems to be a sweet spot for me. Down the road, I will be talking about the RBA for this, which I do have. I will be starting to build coils for that, and we'll see how that works. Current juice I'm using in this, which has been my favorite for a while now, is the Air Factory Strawberry Crush. And again, this is a 3 milligram. I dropped down because of the deep lung style of the Magmod over the mouth to lung of the Sprite. This is a 100 ml bottle. You can get it in other sizes, I believe. Some of the other juices I've tried are the Tombstone Vapor from American, Wisco Liquids. It's out of Bristol, Wisconsin, which I'm from Wisconsin, so it was kind of nice to try something from hometown area. This is the Johnny Ringo. This is a strawberry, raspberry, pomegranate. Very good. However, the flavor is somewhat muted. If you like a very flavorful vape, I wouldn't say it necessarily will be for you, but if you like cloud chasing, it is very good for that. It does produce very thick clouds. It also is a very clean liquid. Makes your coils last a lot longer. So if you're getting the pre-made coils, then you may want to check them out. It'll make them last longer than typically otherwise. One of the other ones we have here is called Dinner Lady Lemon Tart. My wife likes this one. I am not the biggest fan. It's the lemon part's not bad, but there is it's almost like a shortbread aftertaste that really kind of turns me off of it. And then you have Summer Holidays Black Orange Crush. So it's like this. This one, I will say, if you are stuffed up or when you first start vaping after smoking, especially if you're a menthol smoker, this one is really good. You get that orange taste to it, as well as almost like a blackberry undertone, and then a mentholy finish that is quite good. I found this next one at a local shop near us. It's from the same company as the Johnny Ringo. It's from Wisco Liquids. It's their Wisconsin Dairy Company line. It's called Shamrock. And it is spot on for Shamrock Shake. Again, my wife likes it. I myself am not the biggest fan of it because I'm not a big fan of chocolate. So the undertones of chocolate kind of turn me off on it. Then the last one that we tried is the Juicehead Peach Pear. It's like this. Again, not overly flavorful, not my favorite. It is quite good at cleansing. So if you're using one liquid and you want something to kind of change it up to before you move on to another one, I usually will run that through one tank through just to kind of clean out the taste buds and to prepare them for something else. It's the best way I can describe it. Now, to show you the difference between the mouth to lung and the direct lung of the mod, this would be the Sprite, and let's see how well this decides to work today. Very minimal liquid, very strong flavor. Forgotten about how strong that was. And just, to me, again, not very satisfying. And then you've got the Mag Mod, which again, I'm running that Strawberry Crush in it at 70 watts. The difference being with this one, you're pulling into your mouth and then you're breathing in, much like you would with a cigarette. With this one, you're just breathing in, and it's going to get down in your lungs a little more. It's not harsh after a while. About the first day or so, you're going to cough with it, and that is just it's a different sensation for your lungs. It's just like when you start smoking and you cough and gag and everything of that nature. I don't think that this is as bad as the beginning of cigarettes. It's a transition. I have noticed that once I started using the deep lung hits, it seemed like it cleared out the gunk in the lungs better. I've been able to breathe better. I've been more active. I've been able to do a lot more. The other thing that you might notice is a lot of the liquids I have are a fruit flavor. The reason for that is I have found that when you quit smoking, you always have the desire to eat. When you vape, if I've used a fruit flavored liquid, I don't get hungry. It almost satisfies it. Drink a little bit of water with it, fills you up. It kind of tricks your body into thinking that you're filling up with food, which has helped with the problem that comes with it, stopping smoking and weight gain. Again, like I said, this is just the mod that I've used. There are many others that are out there. There are many others that are good. I may be reviewing some of those down the road. Other people I may have joining me and talking about their journey. We'll also be showing you different ones they have. And we'll be talking about the pros and cons of each. To give you an idea of price range, as I said, this one was about 20 bucks to start. It came with 2 coils. Coils lasted, they're about a week per coil if you're coming off smoking a pack a day, because you're going to be using it quite a bit. This one I've seen anywhere from, for the whole kit, that includes the tank, the mod, and 2 coils. You will have to buy batteries. The mag kit was anywhere from 65 on up to, I've seen as high as 114. So definitely shop around and find them. There are many different colors. This happens to be the orange. And then, as I said, you'll have to buy batteries for it. To show you the unique thing about this one is the way that the batteries are installed. Being that this is shaped like a gun, it has this little release lever here. Press down on it. They drop out like a mag, and that takes 2 18650 batteries. And then it just slides right back in, just like a magazine. Again, that's just kind of a, I guess, a gimmicky thing for it, but I happen to like it. To turn it on, it's the fire button's right here. You press it 5 times. It'll come right back on. It does have the ability to change the watts on it by using these buttons right here. Again, I'm using 70 watts right now. Also within the menu is you can change between modes for the different metals if you want. You can set your puffs. You can change the color on your screen. There's several options. You also have an auto lock. I use the auto lock because when it goes in my pocket, after a certain amount of time it locks. You don't have to worry about vaping in your pocket. Sounds really goofy, but it is actually a problem at times. And then also in here, you have the power off. This is the only way to turn it off. And you have to change it over here and you hold down the fire button. If you go back here and you hit it 5 times, now it's unlocked, but it was locked. When you turn it on in auto lock, it is locked. So now here I can vape. But if I go 5 more times, it will lock right back. No vape. Good little mod. Really like it. It has a nice fill on it. Some of the ones you'll see from Smock or Smoke, depending on what I say. I'm going to say Smock because that's what I have learned to pronounce it. Have just a swivel open design for fill. This one actually has a little button right there. You have to press it in, swivel it open. That keeps it from leaking, swiveling open and leaking in your pocket. Again, very nice mod. Battery life on it with the Q4 coils, I was easily going 12 to 16 hours. The T10 coil is a little more of a battery drainer. Again, I've got the RBA, which when I switch over to that after this coil's done, I will show you guys what I've done with that and do a little more of a review on that. What the RBA does allow you to do is make your own coils and can allow you to mimic them, so at a cheaper rate. So if you find a coil you like, you find out the ohms on it, you can go online, use a calculator site online, figure out what you need to do to make your coils, for how many wraps, make that, and then you'll be able to mimic the same coil to a point and be able to get that same vape that you really like at a much lower cost. That is all I have for today. I'm sure there'll be more to come down the road. And stay safe, vape on, and get off those stinky sticks.